Following the revolution and the civil war, castes and former mining and increment enterprises developed during the capitalist era were abandoned. In December 1925, the 14th Congress of the Communist Party of Soviet Union, Bolsheviks declared the need to establish a domestic industrial system for economic independence in machinery, engineering, metallurgy, chemical, and defense industries. The USSR aimed to transform from an importer of machines and equipment into a producer. This industrialization policy was officially enacted in April 1927 and comprised three main components: industrialization, collectivization, and cultural evolution. The USSR sought to overcome its technological and economic lack.
Thus, industrializing and collectivizing were linked processes where collectivizing provided raw materials for industrializing, and industrializing required labor and resources, which was partly achieved through agricultural collectivization. However, these processes were also accompanied by complexity and social consequences, including lost property and migrating populations.
Both of the Soviet and former Tsarist governments saw Kazakhstan as a source of raw materials. Gubkin's team examining Ural-Imba oil region. The Altai region supplied non-ferrous metals to Siberian enterprises, and Embas oil went to the Orsk oil processing plant.
1927 15th Congress of the All-Union Communist Party of Bolsheviks, the course of collectivization under the leadership of Joseph Stalin was taken. In 1930, the first All-Union Congress of Collective Farmers was held. The main purpose of collectivization was to increase the growth of production and industrialization of the country, which remained agrarian. To increase the productivity to agricultural production, small and inefficient individual farms were transformed into large public collective farms. Collectivization was carried out by confiscating land and livestock from peasants. The cruelty of the time is shown by the law on the protection of socialist property, the law of three spikelettes, which stipulated that theft on a state property was punishable by firing squad or 10 years imprisonment. Those taking away everything from the population, the authorities achieved their own influence on the private sector in agriculture. By the end of 1930, more than 5,000 machine and tractor stations were built, which speaks about scientific and technical improvement on the country. Collectivization achieved their goal, an industrial leap, but it led to the Holodomor in 1932-1933, which led to 7-8 million deaths. Private peasant farms were liquidated, and the volume of agricultural production left sharply.
In the history of Kazakhstan during the Soviet period, industrialization and collectivization were two essential processes that took place in the parallel and were interrelated. First of all, I want to talk about economic modernization.
This process involved developing heavy and light industry, building factories, mills, railways, and other infrastructure. Industrialization required huge investment and manpower.
The next one, we have the raw materials supply.
The Soviet authorities collectivized agriculture to provide raw materials for industrialization. Collectivization involved consolidating peasant farms into collective and state farms, allowing the state to more effectively control rural production and allocate resources.
Also, I would like to add about resources for industry.
Collectives and state farms became the main suppliers of agriculture products such as grain, milk, meat, and other raw materials used in industry. Providing these raw materials was essential to keep production going as industrialization proceeded.
As part of this process, there was a massive migration of population from rural areas to urban and industrial areas. This caused the urban population to grow and the workforce to increase.
The last one is about social changes.
Both processes have involved significant social change. Collectivization led to loss of part of the property and independence in the farm management, which led to social conflicts. Working conditions, including working hours and wages, changed with industrialization.
Thus, industrializing and collectivizing were linked processes, which collectivizing provided raw materials for industrializing, and industrializing required labor and resources, which was partly achieved through agriculture collectivization. However, this process will also accompanied by complexity and social consequences, including lost property and migration populations.